Hello everybody, welcome back for another commentary, and in this one I just want to answer a few questions and messages that I have been getting from yous, and mainly the main question is it harder to play on a PC? So I just want to go through the differences. I know I did it before with Eutha and the dual commentary, but I just want to go through it now specifically so that everyone knows, if you are interested in it and you want to go out and you say, well, maybe I'll get a PC, maybe I'll get it for my PC at home or my laptop and give it a go. So main thing is, people say they hear it's much harder to play on PC, and the answer is no, it's not. It's just user preferences. For example, if I go on the PlayStation and the Xbox, I doubt I'd be getting as good games as I have here. But if I do practice on it, like my friend gave it to me, gave me his second account when I went to his place, and I could use it, and I would get negatives or even. And after 2 weeks of just going over every now and again and playing it, I was getting KDs of 4 and 5 in each game. So it's just you learn to use it. And the main difference between a console and a computer is a mouse and keyboard. The mouse allows you to move so much quicker. You can move your crosshair from whole 360 and then slowly back far more efficiently than you can in on a console, because you control the speed by your hand, not just by a little limited joystick. Now yes, you can change the sensitivity, but then it's very hard to go so slow. So that's the mouse, and the keyboard is the next one. You've got way more buttons on the keyboard, and you don't have to be talking about your tactical layout, etc. And you can customize it. So for example, just some things about my keyboard. Okay, I use C to prone, I hold control to crouch, I use tab to change button, and I use F to melee. That's I got that from playing Halo. That's the layout they used, and that's the first kind of first-person shooter that I really got into, and I just stuck with that layout, and that's how I use it. Now, friends come on and try to play mine, and they haven't got a clue because I have them all changed to the standard Modern Warfare layout. But no, it's all user preferences, so I like it that way. There's more options for you. Disadvantages. The main disadvantage that I can see is on your analog stick and your controller. Your left analog stick is to move about, if I'm correct, and you can move very slowly. So if you're sniping, let's say you're on the ground, you can move a fraction and no one's going to see you. The problem with it is it's on a keyboard, so it's a button. So if you want to move, you have to tap the button real quickly, and it's a solid movement. You can't like move slower or move quicker, so you kind of get spotted. This is just sniping now, or if you're camping, kind of easier. You get spotted easier because it's a solid movement, not a gradual smooth. That's the only thing I can pick up on. Graphics wise, the graphics on a computer are far better than on any of the consoles. But to be honest with you, you're playing a game and you don't really notice that you don't really notice it in a game. For example, I've played all the consoles and I've never seen any difference between it and mine. The only difference I can see is I have a higher resolution and the name size is different. But I mean, I can change to 720 to fix that. And I'm not sure, did that guy spawn there? I wasn't sure there was any spawns in this area of the map. But anyway, that was just the graphics. I mean, I had an old laptop. Well, not an old laptop. The laptop before this, I had an 8400 GS, for those who knows what that is. And it wasn't great for gaming, but I could play games quite efficiently on it. There was nothing wrong with it. The graphics wise, they were low graphics, but perfect. And the next question is, can I use my Xbox or PS controller on a computer? And the answer to that is yes, you can, but you're not gonna. And the problem is, Modern Warfare 2 is not specifically a Windows game. If you look at some of the game shops, like GameStop for example, you go to the computer game section, some of them are just a standard box, and some of them look like an Xbox or a PS box that say kind of, well, more like an Xbox, say in the top game for Windows or games for Windows. And what this means is that the game has been specifically altered to work with Windows and with a controller. So what that means, if you plug in an Xbox 360 controller, the layout will work and you'll have your X for this, or etc, etc, and it'll all work out. You can get PS3 conversions to do exactly the same thing. So you're okay that way. If you have a PS3 controller for those games, yes, you can play. And what was I going to say? Oh yes, and the reason why you wouldn't use them, I've got two examples. One, my brother has a genuine Xbox 360 controller with the Microsoft USB to make it work with Windows properly. And it works, for example, with Wolfenstein like a dream. It's exactly like the Xbox. There's no difference, you know. Whereas with Modern Warfare 2, it just doesn't work out right. You don't get the proper feeling. You don't get the swiftness, the smoothness that you get from your Xbox or from your PS. And the other one is my friend who made this layout for me. His name is Malabaro. He's a great guy. And what he has is a Logitech. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, it's a Logitech Xbox 360 controller. Now, it's a made-up one, if you know what I mean. And it's very nice. It's actually got fans in it to keep your hands, to stop your hands from sweating, which happens a lot with the Xbox controller. Not really with the PS3, just with the Xbox. That's what I found in my own personally. Yeah, and he has to use a program to map the buttons. It's X adder or it's something along those lines. I can't remember. If you want to know it, let me know, and maybe he'll post it in the comments what it was. I can't remember what it was called. But what it does, it will map the buttons and it will map speeds and stuff. It's a brilliant program. It will map the speeds of the analog sticks. And again, the problem is you can't get the exact feeling that you get from a controller. You know, you don't get the same feelings from it, which means you can't play as good. And if you do manage to get it good, you're probably going to get slaughtered because the mouse it's so much faster, and you're playing in a faster paced environment, I feel anyway, on the PC. It's a much quicker pace, and you know, you got more buttons to move around. You got to think a bit more. That's my own opinion now. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying nothing about the other consoles or anything like that. I just find it personally. And don't forget now, you must say, oh, this is so much easier to play because you're quicker, you have more buttons, you've got a mouse. But you've got to think is, I'm not playing against people with controllers. I'm playing against other computer users. And it's just like on... oh dear, I forgot. It's just like on other consoles. There are good people and there are bad people. And it just pot luck on who you get on. And who's on your team or who you're against. So, you know, back to the questions: is it harder to play on PC? No, it's not harder to play on PC. You just gotta take your time. If you're gonna get it for PC, fire away, get it for PC. If you're gonna record for PC, I would recommend getting at least a 2 GHz quad core, or something better than a 3 GHz dual core. To play, if you want to record anyway, to play and record smoothly. So and that's it really. That's the end of the game. That was quite quick. 47-9. Not great score, but I thought it was a enjoyable game if you are watching it. So let me know if you like this video, guys. Rate or thumb the video up, please, and leave a comment if you want any more questions asked. And if you haven't already, subscribe, please, guys. Oh, excuse me for Belgian. Thanks so much, guys.